Hey, this is nothing new to Jonathan Taylor, right? The weather here and the weather on Sunday is going to be fine. You're playing indoors, but practice today is going to be indoors, and that means a little bit of warmth and no snow on the ground for practice. It's not like it used to be back in the day 30, 40 years ago when they practiced outside with whatever it was that was on the ground. That's what you got dirty in. So that not happening this week for the Indianapolis Colts. Beautiful indoor practice facility. But Jonathan Taylor, he's got a lot of work he's got to be able to get done on Sunday. He's going to have to be able to run and be successful running behind that offensive line into a defense that's really pretty damn stout against the run. What's he think about the challenge? And what's he think about Anthony Richardson what he's been able to do, and why is the team, and why have they been always really behind him and in Anthony Richardson's corner?
Yeah, those guys, they get after it. Real physical group up front. They play hard. They're gonna play all four quarters. It's gonna be a physical matchup for sure. They like to bring the noise. So good thing about it is though, we're at home, feed off the energy of the crowd. We're gonna have to definitely be on our A game for sure.
I mean, you guys have kind of established a personality, I think, as a team that wants to run the ball, but everybody else knows that too. What's that like, just kind of dealing with the reality that the team's gonna try to shut it down, like Jess did, I guess?
Really accepting the challenge and knowing that, like you mentioned, that's gonna be a key emphasis for teams. So are you up for the challenge, And then the competitive nature that we have, myself, the guys up front, the rest of the running backs, we want to embrace that challenge because we know that if you can overcome that, it's a great feeling because you know you put the work in all week and you knew what their assignment was coming in. So for us, it's really embracing that and understanding it's not going to be easy, but you wouldn't want it any other way.
And you guys still stuck with it though, even though the yards weren't coming. Was there a tangible effect in other ways from staying committed to the run?
And I think what you just mentioned, just staying committed. I know a lot of teams try to have teams shy away from it so that they can kind of change their scheme, their plan, what they're doing. But for us, staying committed and being able to stay true to that, it forces them to stay true and saying, okay, well, these guys are going to stick with it. So just being able to keep that mindset, keep working, and eventually those big runs will come.
How do you kind of keep your mindset, like when you're not getting a ton on the ground to not try to go make a play, not try to like bounce something outside that might not be there? Like how do you kind of stick to what you need to do on a play, even if it's not there?
That comes from time, for sure. Younger years, especially college, and then just first coming in the league, you want to just be the guy to make a play, make a spark. And yes, you want to do that, but you got to understand, you kind of have perimeters, guidelines, like, hey, don't just go AWOL, go rogue on a play, because if you do, you better be right. But other than that, it's just understanding the scheme, understanding the task at hand, and just understanding that it's a 4-quarter game.
Anthony was saying yesterday that one of the things he wants to continue working on is just avoiding the fumbles. What's the key on those kind of exchange plays where you guys have had a couple of them?
Number one, well, for him, I mean, I know quarterback is different. They can get the snap any which way, so I know that plays a big factor into it of him getting his feet right. And then for me, I'm just making sure that I'm great on my pass, whether it's a flat, whether it's downhill, making sure that I'm where I need to be so that Anthony can just focus on his job solely, because it is a lot.
Is it just you do it, and if it's up to him whether or not to give it to you or not give it to you, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I won't take the ball. No, you shouldn't take the ball.
Take it.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Everyone we've talked to, they've been rooting for Anthony this whole time through the ups and the downs. It feels like it's been a minute since a Colts quarterback has taken over in the fourth quarter and led a comeback victory. What did you guys learn about him last week?
His resilience. Just when those moments come, when we always talk about situational football, making those plays in those critical times, and that's what he did. And I think that's a prime example of what we've been preaching is, how can we just make those plays in those critical times? Because those great teams, those elite teams, when it comes down to situational ball and those critical moments, those are the guys that come out on top each and every single week. They find a way to make those plays.
JT, why do you, I guess personally, why did you still believe in him? I know a lot of the other guys said the same thing, but he's going to say it now after that fourth quarter, but before that, through the injuries, the benching,
Number one, I think it just comes with time. You talk about a lot of these quarterbacks that come in, whether it's from high school to college, they just played ball in general. They played ball in general, and with him just not having as much ball played, it's like the skill set that he has, the things that he's able to do with such little ball that he's played. It's like, how could you not just get behind him? Not only from that aspect, but from how he is off of the field as a person. How could you not get behind somebody like that to help your team win games and help lead your franchise?
There's Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is the key to what goes on Sunday. That running game has got to get off. It has got to be productive. They got to figure out a way to score points with the running game against a team that is going to sell out to stop the run. You cannot put this offense on Anthony Richardson's shoulders and say, hey, go beat them deep. You just can't do that and be successful against a team like the Detroit Lions.